Yeah, guys, in this video, we have to talk about the computer memories. So, computer memories, generally, we know the term called memory. So, computer memory means these are the hardware things, not the software. So, hardware means this a particular computer memory is storing some data inside itself. So, when we are coming under the topic computer memory, the general thing we have heard the primary and the secondary. The basic two types of computer memories are known as primary memory and the secondary memory. Sometime we heard about the secondary storages as well. So in here, primary memory, secondary memory, okay, that's fine. Then why we need these memories inside the computer system? You generally heard about the von Neumann architecture. In the von Neumann architecture based on the computer memory. When we have heard about the computer memory, we are having a general definition for this one. So memory is an electronic holding place for the instruction and the data a computer needs to reach quickly. So computer memory is the hardware which is storing the data inside. Because of this data, the computer is manipulating itself. So that's a general thing. So now we'll talk about the computer memory types. Before that, we have to know about the physical appearance of the computer memory. When someone talk about the computer memory, you will frequently know about the RAM. Random access memory is a kind of memory. So in this RAM physical part, you may see this one. So this is a RAM. There are kind of RAMs available for usages according to the different kind of compute types. So this one is a computer RAM. So initially we have to talk about the primary memory. So what is the primary memory? Primary memory is a computer internal memory that stores and retrieves the data from instructions from the CPU. The main memory is having the direct connection with the CPU. That's the thing. So that's why I'm opening this notepad here. So when we are coming under the computer memory topic, the types of computer memory is very important. Types of computer memory. So in here, the topic is type of computer memory. The first type of computer memory we can classify. So first one I am typing here case one. In the case one, we can classify as two types. First one called primary, sometimes we called as main memory. So main memory means this is a kind of memory which is having the direct connection with the CPU. So we can draw a diagram like this one. So this one is a CPU. CPU means you know about the central processing unit, which is working as the brain of the computer system. Then the CPU is having the direct connection with the RAM. After the RAM, we are having a memory called hard disk. So in here, the hard disk will transfer the data to the RAM. Finally, the RAM will transfer the data into the CPU. So in this transaction, this hard disk is not having the direct connection with the CPU. So we can know that. So hard disk is not the primary memory because this is not having the direct connection with the CPU. But we can call it as RAM as a main memory or the primary memory because this RAM is having the direct connection with the CPU. As well, between the CPU and the RAM, we are having a hardware memory called cache memory. So cache memory is a kind of memory which is getting the data and information from the RAM and which is producing those data to the CPU. So this is a scenario. So in here we can find two main memories. First one is RAM and the second one is hash. Cache and RAM, these are the memories we are having the direct connection with the CPU. So this is the thing. So main memory or primary memory we can call it as These are the memories. They are having the direct connection with the CPU. So first kind of primary memory, we have to know this one is RAM. RAM means random access memory. Random access memory. So this RAM means this is temporarily store the data to the CPU. The thing is temporary storing the data, not permanently. So when we are coming under the topic RAM, we are having two types of RAM in general. Three types we are having. The first one called as SRAM. SRAM means static random access memory. Static random access memory is the topic. So in this static random access memory, the memories and the techniques are stored or according to the static way. So that's one called static random access memory. The second type we called as DRAM. DRAM means dynamic random access memory. Dynamic random access memory. And the third type we having as SDRAM, but I won't talk about the SDRAM. I will mention these SDRAM notes in the description part. But we'll talk about the SRAM and the DRAM completely, totally. So SRAM and the DRAM, these are the two types of RAMs we are having in here. So these type of RAMs are having some differences as well. So first difference, before that I am putting as a table here. First one, SRAM I am typing here, and here I am typing as a DRAM. So these kind of RAMs, both are volatile memories. Volatile memories means temporary memories. They are storing the data as temporary. Once the switch is off, that means when the computer system is power off, the data will be raised from the computer. So that's why we call it as volatile memory or the temporary memory. But anyhow, SRAM, DRAM, we are having some differences. First one, the speed of the SRAM is more than DRAM. We can easily memorize those because SRAM is having more speed than DRAM. So this S means, or S remains the speed. SRAM is having more speed than the DRAM. Then DRAM is having density. Not density, that means we consider it as data density. So DRAM is having high density than the SRAM. Density means it is storing more data in the specific place. Or sometimes we can memorize that the register numbers also. So easily you can memorize. Density is high than the SRAM. Then the second one different we can see is when a particular memory is high speed, then the cost also increases. The bit cost or the cost is high in SRAM because high speed memory, we have to spend some more money than the DRAM. Then what about the capability? So capability means capacity. So the capability or the capacity is high in the DRAM because consider about the scenario you're having some MP3 songs in your memory card. Memory card means SD card. If you're having two songs only, once you are playing a song within the memory card, the song will be played immediately without any time delays. You can listen the particular music. But sometime you may have 5,000 or 10,000 song within the pen drive or the memory card. Once we are considering that scenario, if you have played a particular song from the memory, the time will be taken by the particular device, speaker or whatever device, will be taken some more time than the previous scenario. Because the capability or the capacity is huge than the previous one. So general term you have to identify is capability. Once you are increasing the capability, the speed will be reduced. If you're having high speed storage device, then the capacity will be reduced. So they are changing in vice versa. So DRAM is having high capacity than the SRAM. So this is the next difference we have to see. So SRAM is no need to refresh, but DRAM having refresh need. What about the refresh? Sometime the DRAM is utilized by the CPU. The older programs or the parts of the programs will remaining within the DRAM. Once we are refreshing, then the unwanted parts will be removed from the DRAM. Simply you can memorize DRAM is needed to refresh, but no need to refresh in SRAM. So refresh is needed in DRAM, no need of refresh in SRAM. So this one is very speed, no? SRAM. So by using of SRAM, we are making registers as well as cache memories. Registers and cache memories are made by SRAM. In general computer RAMs, in general, we are utilizing DRAMs. In general computers, we are utilizing DRAM. SRAM is utilized for the registers and cache memory production. So these are some basic differences between the SRAM as well as the DRAM. So this is the topic. And the SRAM DRAM both are volatile memories. So this is a kind of primary memory we have. So once we are coming under the RAM, the cache memory is the memory, right? So this cache memory is driven from the RAM because I talked about this one, SRAM, right? So SRAM, by using of SRAM, we are making the registers and cache memory. So cache memory is also considered as a type of RAM or random access memory. So now we'll talk about the ROM. So what about the ROM? ROM means read-only memory. So this ROM is considered as a non-volatile memory because the data or the instruction within the ROM won't be changed. We call as read-only memory. So ROM is a non-volatile memory because inside this ROM, the fixed data will be there. The data won't be raised according to the switched off or any context. So in here also we are having kind of ROMs as well. First one called PROM. So this PROM called as programmable read-only memory. Programmable read-only memory. So this one called as fixed memory. Within this ROM, we are having some instruction, but anyhow, we can't change any instructions within the programmable ROM, read-only memory. So I'm putting here as a read-only memory, right? Yeah, programmable read-only memory. So the next one we called as EPROM. So EPROM means raceable. Raceable, then the same thing, programmable read-only memory. Raceable, programmable, read-only memory. Then EEPROM. So when we are coming under the EEPROM, electrically raceable, programmable, read-only memory is the expansion of EEPROM. There are some specialties in these types of read-only memory. So in programmable ROM, we are not changing anything within these instructions. We can't change anything within the programmable ROM. But raceable programmable ROM, we can change the instruction by using of UV rays. UV means ultraviolet rays. We can change the instruction within the EPROM. But within the EEPROM, we can change the instructions or the codings by electrical. By electric power, we can change the coding or the instruction by using of UV. We can change the instruction in the EPROM. So this is the general one. So RAM, ROM, these are the two kind of main memory. In here, we can consider the cache memory also. So cache memory also considered as the primary memory. Cache memory. So when we are coming under the cache memory, L1 cache also there. So L1 means level 1. Level 1 cache. So like that, we are having three levels. Level 1 cache, level 2 cache, as well level 3 cache. So in three types of levels within the level 1 cache. So this is a very small amount of memory, and this L1 cache memory will be located within the CPU. Generally, within the CPU we are having three parts. First one called CU, then second one ALU, third one registers, memory registers or the registers. These are the components within the CPU. Now we are explaining the thing L1 cache also within the CPU. So L1 cache memory is a small size of memory and a volatile memory, as well as this one is made with the SRAM. This L1 cache will be located within the CPU. So now you are knowing the thing, the four types of components, the physical components, they will be located within the CPU. CU, ALU registers, the last one we added L1 cache memory. And L2 and L3 memories, they are located within the motherboard. So in the computer motherboard, we are having the L2 and L3. What about the motherboard? Motherboard is a main board of the computer system, which is consist of all physical components, computer ports and computer slots, as well as the memories like RAM. So these are mainly connected with the motherboard. So L1 is located within the CPU and L2 and L3 are having within the on the motherboard. So this cache memory is nodes. So these are the kind of computer memories in primary memory. So when we are coming under the topic secondary memory, so primary memory we covered. Secondary memories, sometimes we called as storages. Secondary storages. Sometimes this secondary memory is known as auxiliary memory. So in here, the secondary memory is also known as external memory or auxiliary storage. So there are kind of several names available for the same secondary memory. So type of computer memory that stores the data for long-term usage. Long-term means we are permanently storing the data within the secondary memory. So secondary memories, they are having so many other names. External memory or the auxiliary memory here or storages. So when we are coming under the topic secondary or external auxiliary memories or storages, there are mainly three types of auxiliary or the external or the secondary memory components. So first type of secondary memory is optical storage devices. Optical storage devices. Before that, we have to know the definition for the secondary memory. Previously, we saw that primary memory means these are the computer memories. They are having direct connection with the CPU. But when we are coming under the secondary memory, in vice versa, we can tell as a definition, these are the computer memories. They don't have the direct connection with the computer CPU. With the CPU, these secondary memories are not having the direct connection. That's why we call it as secondary memory. So optical storages, we can tell some example. First one, CD, compact disc. Then DVD, digital video disc. Then Blu-ray. So these are the kind of storage devices we are having within the optical storage devices. Then second one, magnetic storage devices. Magnetic storage devices. For an example, for the magnetic storage device is called as floppy disk. In earlier generations, we utilized the floppy disk. Nowadays, we are not familiar with floppy because the capability is very low and the speed also very low. That's why we omitted from the usage. Nowadays, we are familiar with the SSD and memory card, open drive, whatever it is. So floppy is a memory we were utilized in the past generations. So then magnetic tape. So magnetic tape means the kind of tape we called as cassette tape also. In earlier generation, we utilized this magnetic tape, but nowadays we are utilize or replace this magnetic tape with DVDs and pen drives. So in the magnetic storage devices, we have to remember the magnetic tape. Then HDD, hard disk drive. So this hard disk drive is called as a magnetic hard disk. Nowadays, we are utilizing the hard disk. Hard disk is generally divided as two. First one called HDD, hard disk drive. This is magnetic storage device. Then SSD, solid state drive. Anyhow, nowadays we are familiar with SSD because speed is higher than HDD. Anyhow, we are utilizing HDD because cost efficiently than the SSD. So HDD is a magnetic storage device. That means a magnetic hard disk. Then the third type of secondary storage we called as solid state storage devices. Solid state storage devices. So solid state storage devices also we are having some examples. First one is pen drive. First one is pen drive. Sometimes you may familiar with this pen drive because there's so many devices are came, but pen drive is just sustainable that storage device because we can travel or we can transfer the data easily. So pen drive is a kind of storage device by using of solid state storage devices. Then SDD. SDD means solid state drive. Solid state drive. SSD. SSD means solid state hard disk. Magnetic hard disk also available for the hard disk part, and the solid state hard disk also available in the SSD part. And finally, SD card. What about the SD card? SD card means the memory card. Generally, we are utilizing in the mobile phones as well as the cameras or whatever it is. So many devices we are having the SD card usage. Secure digital. So SD card expansion is secure digital. This card is come under the secondary storage devices and the solid state storage devices. So these are the memory types in case one. So when we are coming under the case 2, there are several memories types available. But in case 2, we will consider about the volatile and non-volatile memories. So case 2. So now we'll talk about the volatile and non-volatile memory. So first one we have to talk about the volatile memories. So volatile memories are the temporary memories. So temporary means what? When we are switched off the computer, the data of the particular data is having within the particular volatile memory will be raised. Automatically, it will be raised. So for the example for the volatile memories, we generally known as RAM, random access memory. That's a kind of volatile memory. And the registers. Registers also considered as the volatile memories. And the cache memory. And the cache memory is also considered as the volatile memory. So these are the 3 examples for the volatile memory. So the second type of this case 2 is non-volatile memory. So non-volatile memory means these are the permanent memories. The data within the non-volatile memory will be stored as permanent. So for the example for the non-volatile memory is ROM, read-only memory. And all of the secondary memory we called as non-volatile memory. So all secondary memories we called as non-volatile memory. I think we are having 9 examples for these secondary memories. These 9 examples will become under the non-volatile memory. So these are the basic things under the computer memories. But anyhow, we have to memorize about the hierarchy. In previous also, I draw this diagram. The CPU is the processor. And after that, we are having the RAM here. After that, we are having the hard disk here. Within the CPU and the RAM, we are having a memory called cache memory. Within the CPU, we are having a memory called registers. The data or the instruction will be given from the hard disk to the RAM. Then RAM will produce those data into the CPU. Sometimes RAM will send the data to the cache memory, then cache memory will produce to the CPU. So from the CPU to the longest locations, the speed will be reduced. So in here, register is having high speed than other memories. So register is the memory that is having high speed. After the register, the cache memory is having high speed. After the cache memory, the RAM is having high speed. After the RAM, the hard disk is having high speed. So this is the order of reducing order of speed. So register, cache memory, RAM, hard disk. But when we are considering about the capacity, the register is less capacity device because once you are having a less capacity only, the speed will be increased. According to this scenario, the hard disk is the major capabilityful device. So you can consider like this. With the enhancement of these devices, we can see like this. So register will be the most speediest computer memory. Then cache memory means we are having L1, L2 as well L3. So L1 is the speedest memory, after that L2, after that L3. Then RAM, when we are coming under the RAM, SRAM is the speedest memory than the DRAM. DRAM will come on after the SRAM. Then after that hard disk, no? So hard disk is 2 types of hard disk available: SSD, solid state drive. After the SSD, HDD will be there. So in this order, the speed will be reduced. Register, L1 cache, L2 cache, L3, SRAM, DRAM, SSD, HDD. In this order, the speed will be reduced. In this order, the capacity will be increased. The capacity means the capability of the data inside the particular memory. So this is the order and the different types and the characteristics of the computer memories.